Welcome to Raised in Alaska. I'm just getting ready to head out for one of probably the 5 best events of the year, at least in my mind. We're getting ready to head down to the Copper River to go dip netting for sockeye salmon. And on that trip, we'll probably spend 2 days out dipping, but realistically, probably not more than about 6 hours total. It's really a pretty rigorous event. I look forward to it partially because it is a really fantastic adventure, but I also look forward to it because I'm gonna fill up my freezer in a hurry. So it should be fun. We'll be dirt bagging in the back of the truck here. I have a box of Mountain House meals that we'll use. Let's come along for a fantastic adventure. All right, we're looking at about an 8-hour drive. So I've been on the road probably 5 hours now. Our next stop will be finally at the Copper River. So we'll get to the Copper River, we'll unload the four-wheeler. It's probably 10 miles up the canyon on a four-wheeler trail to get to where we're gonna fish at. And we'll go down and we'll try a couple places, and hopefully we'll get into a place that has some pretty good fishing. But please be mindful, if you see anything in this video that you think, hey, he can do better at this or he can do better at that, please let me know. I am trying to make better videos and make better content for you guys. And so if there's something that you're like, well, how come you did that? Well, why did that happen? How come you didn't show this? Or, you know, the sound quality's horrible. Whatever it is, please feel free to leave a comment. I would love to hear what you think about the quality of videos, just in terms of making them better in the future. Thanks for that already. Good. Kind of exciting. I'll take the jet oil, coffee. If I get fuel for my jet oil, that is. And in my Mountain House meals, I'm going to get a meal for later today. This thing jacked up and unloaded here. This is just crazy steep getting down in here. Thankfully somebody put a rope here to help out. Whoa. All right, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna try to get down there with that net, see how it goes. So this is actually probably a little bit on the dangerous side. I have a life jacket on, I'm tied off. People have drowned in this river before, so you gotta take a lot of precautions. I got really grippy shoes on, and I got my bug jacket on. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna put this net in the water and we'll see what happens. Well, nothing yet, because it hasn't been that long, really. And so what you're waiting for is, you'll feel them hitting the net. They'll hit in that net, and then it'll jolt just a little bit. And we may have to go up and down this bank to find a spot where the fish are coming through. If the fish are even coming through, you never know. Well, that first place was an absolute bust. That's where I was last year, and I had really good luck last year, so I'm surprised that it was so poor. We'll go back and try another spot further back there. All right, so I'm getting ready to head back down to the river, do a new spot. But before I go, I figure I better eat dinner. It's about 6 o'clock now. I haven't eaten since probably noon. And so I'll have dinner, head down here, see if I have better luck. So that is home-style chicken noodle casserole. I have not had that one. Probably leave that sit for about 10 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to take my net and backpack down to the river, and then I'll come back up and have dinner, and then head back down. And so there's the trail down. Well, I got all my stuff down there, got ropes tied off. I checked out a couple of places, no fishies yet, but I found another place that I'm going to give it a shot. It's got more back eddy current to it, like a lot. And so we'll see how that goes when we get back down there. Boy, if somebody had told me I wouldn't have got any fish there, I wouldn't have believed him for a second. That looked like a good spot. I just don't think there's a lot of fish coming through right now. A little bit beyond the tunnel. Okay. See you in the morning. Well, that was a job yesterday. Holy smokes, my whole body is sore today. Okay, we're just going to eyeball this one instead of measuring it. We'll compare here. 12 ounces is right there. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. That's probably about that. So I was just looking at this Mountain House box, and something dawned on me that it's probably not that big of a revelation, but ever noticed, here's the Mountain House box there. There's the 4 meals that are in there. They're all the same color. This is the best part of my day right here, about ready to happen. A bit of coffee. Now normally when I'm outside, I don't care if this boils over, because you can turn it off who cares, you lost a couple ounces. If it boils over here in the truck, then I'm going to have water everywhere, so I'm going to have to be a little more careful than usual. There we go. Oh, that's going to be good. I'm sure I've told you the story about years ago I fished with a guy, a good buddy of mine. And he's the one that introduced me to French press coffee initially. And he said, you got to stir it just right so it gets foam on the top. This has got a ton of foam on the top of it. He said, that's how you know when it's going to be good. So this is going to be the best ever. Forgot to put my French press together. Mercy. That was a ton of work yesterday. I always have thought of dip netting as kind of the lazy man sport. Yesterday wasn't a lazy man, let me tell you what. And so I'm torn, should I go back down into the canyon and do that again and look for a better spot? Or should I call it a wrap? Whenever I go home early on a trip like this, I always have regrets later on. And there's a lot of good fishing coming up. So this is really the first fishing trip of the season. But this is such an incredible adventure. I love this adventure. Okay. This is my favorite. It might be my favorite of all the Mountain House meals, but certainly it's the best breakfast one. Hopefully keep the bugs off. So we're driving on an old railroad bed that went to Kennecott Mine probably 80 years ago. And they put in this tunnel, and so whenever I go through here, I always have to film the tunnel. go down here and take a quick little look and see what's down here. All right, for this first trip down, I'm gonna take everything. I've been to this spot before and been successful. All right, here we go. Okay, I brought you guys down first. I'm gonna go get the net and come back here. This is probably the worst part of it here, other than when you get right down to the water. Okay, I went and set the camera down first, because this is a little steep as well. All right, so let's take a look and see what we're looking at here. Got somebody there on the end. They just got a minnow in there. We got this going on. Let's go up here closer where we can look over the edge. I think we're going to try that swirl right up there. Well, there's the fish, first fish of the season right there. Well, my friends, that's the first one of the season. That's a pretty nice sockeye, really. Get him on a stringer, get a rope down here, tie my net off, go back to work here. So I'm going to tie my net off so that if I drop it or ends up going in the river, I can get it back here. Okay, I already got 5 fish out of here. So there's 4 left down here. I'm gonna bring them all up on the stringer. Okay. All right, we'll grab the net and we'll head up. It'd probably be easier to come back down for the net, but I'm gonna try to get it all in one shot. Mosquitoes are crazy, so I'm gonna put my bug jacket back on. Well, there were fish in there, but by the end, it was just about killing me to have to swing that net more. So we got 9 so far. We'll see how it goes here. First fillet job of the entire year. Hopefully it doesn't look like I did this with a meat cleaver when I get done. So I got 9 fish here. That's just the right amount really to not have to work too hard at this project. So in Alaska, it's considered best etiquette to always put your carcass back in the river. Now if you think about it, before people came here, these fish would all come up and spawn. Their entire carcass would be left in the river, and that carcass then feeds the next generation of salmon. There you go, not a whole lot left on that one. Check that out. It's a nice little fillet. We're going to transfer all of our fish into another cooler now. Well, not a bad day really. And so we'll probably get turned in to the back of the truck here, kick back for a little bit and then take a nap. Well, realistically, that was a pretty glorious day. I love that trip down through the canyon. It's kind of like four-wheeling with purpose instead of just going out and rallying four-wheelers, which I don't mind doing either, but it is nice to have a purpose to do it. Well, that was a pretty fun adventure. Thanks for coming along, and I got a quick little outtake I'll show you of the Chitina post office here, just for last-minute giggles. As long as we're in Chitina, I thought we'd take a look at the local post office. That's the whole thing.